One game is down in the NFL, and I have a Major League Baseball game you don't want to miss.
This is Locked On Bets, the daily betting show that means business from the Locked On Podcast Network. Hosted by Lee Sterling and Kevin Rogers, they're dropping fearless picks with an inside edge to put money in your pocket. If there's action, they've got the lock. This is where smart bets start. It's Locked On Bets.
Welcome to the Friday edition of Locked On Bets. Kevin Rogers and Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports with you. And as always, we appreciate you making Locked On Bets your first listen of the day here on the Locked On Podcast Network. And I'll be that guy and say that this is the final weekend with no football until February, because we'll have exhibition football coming up next week. Of course, we had the Panthers-Cardinals back and forth game last night in Canton. But we got baseball. We got UFC coming up, so very excited for that. So without further ado, Lee, let's begin the nation's capital, the Reds and the Nationals. Let's start it off with our MLB Hidden Gem.
To find a diamond in the rough, you need to dig a little deeper for those hidden gems.
Both the Reds and Nationals had times this season where they looked pretty good. Cincinnati the first month or so, Washington most recently before struggling against Atlanta and Philadelphia. But Nationals hit with injuries and trades. The Reds, they've had their problems too. So guess what? They meet in Washington coming up tonight. And Lee, which side do you like?
Yeah, a lot of people just pass over this game, but I see one side that's a clear right side. And who is it? The Cincinnati Reds. And you're saying, well, Andrew Abbott, nothing special, 5-7 record, 3.91 ERA. But I was watching him in his last game. He pitched into the seventh inning. He did allow 3 earned runs, but he was pounding the strike zone early. That's important. He's walked a lot of batters this year, 59 batters in 122 innings. But I think he's starting to round into shape here. Had a lot of velocity on his fastball. His fastball was tailing away. So sometimes just can't go by stats. You got to watch a player. So I like what he's doing now. And let's look at the top of the batting order for the Reds. Ellie De La Cruz. 4-game hitting streak, 10 for 39 in his last 10 games. Sal Stewart, 11 for 36 with 4 homers and 11 RBIs. JJ Bidet, I thought that the Marlins just gave up on him too soon. 3 homers in his last 10 games. And Tyler Stevenson, he's hitting 313 in the last 10 games, 10 for 32. So the top of the order is doing their job. They've been injured. They've had some cold streaks with those guys, but they're all starting to, really click on all cylinders here. So I think the Reds going to make whatever move that they have left. They're going to do it now here. We're going to go the hidden gem on a Friday, Cincinnati Reds over the Washington Nationals.
And the Reds, again, off a big series sweep over the A's, who have been awful. So Cincinnati trying to at least get some momentum going here in August. And Washington has gone a bit backwards with all of their injury issues, and we'll see where the Nationals go from here. James Wood, he's injured, and again, the Reds now looking to stay hot. And look, we have one NFL game in the books, Lee, and I understand that it really doesn't mean much, but I want your thoughts on this. Carson Beck, he led a long drive early in the game, a 98-yard touchdown drive for the Cardinals. Yeah, you don't have a lot of starters out there, but it's still work. It's still not the ACC anymore. It's still the NFL level. What did you take from Carson Beck? Jacoby Brissett just signed that big deal, so he's still the starting quarterback. But do you think Beck somewhere down the line, notwithstanding injury, could pass Brissett possibly, or he would need Brissett to get hurt?
No, I think that he's got a good chance. He looked really good. Now, remember, he came back to Miami last year after major arm surgery. And I thought he was only maybe 85, 88, 90%. But if you watch him in the game last night, I mean, he had a lot of velocity on his ball, two long balls, 2 bombs, and they were roped. So I think he's looking good. The first drive, they didn't do anything, but he let him do a touchdown, and a field goal. So I was impressed with what he can do, and I think he's going to be a real challenge. They're not going anywhere. I mean, that division is loaded. Seattle, San Francisco, and the Rams, all 3 could make the playoffs. So if that's the case, they're probably going to win 2, 3, 4, 5 games, and I think they'll give him a shot. I probably would have gone with Carson Beck maybe as the starter this year and see what you got, and then you find out if he's the guy. If he's the guy, great. If not, you've got a huge year next year in the draft for quarterbacks. Probably as many as 5, 6, 7 guys could be first-round quarterback draftees.
Still amazing how in the NFC West, the third place team is going to be still really good. Whoever doesn't end up winning the division or finishing in second place between the Rams, Seahawks, and the 49ers. So now let's continue in baseball. Another National League matchup coming up tonight, and time now for our wrong team favorite.
What the
WTF.
From one last place team to another, we go to the Colorado Rockies in St. Louis against the Cardinals tonight. Cardinals off of a series win over the Yankees up in New York, so the Cardinals still in the playoff mix. But we are going to go with the Colorado Rockies tonight on the road. They just got swept at home by Tampa Bay. And the Rays, look, you can argue they're the best team in the American League. So there's no shame in getting swept at home by them. And right before that, the Rockies swept the Royals. And I mean, yeah, you go from one, part of the spectrum to the other, from the Royals to the Rays, but still they end up their homestand losing the final 3. Now they go to St. Louis, take on the Cardinals, and Kyle Leahy heads to the mound for St. Louis. And Leahy, when you look at some of his analytics, they really aren't great. His hard hit rate is nearly at 50% at 48.8. His xWOBA allowed is at 348. His expected batting average allowed is at 275. So this is a guy that really has, benefited from a lot of good offense behind him. Ryan Feltner starts for Colorado. He's not great, but the Rockies this year, after getting swept, they are 4-2 in the series opener of the next the next series. So they've actually bounced back nicely. Cardinals just 1-4 in their past 5 home openers. I think that here, after the Cardinals beat the Yankees a couple times, bit of a letdown here against Colorado. Rockies should be a bit motivated. Hunter Goodman, still with the team, didn't get traded. So we're going to go with Colorado at St. Louis around plus 128 at FanDuel. Let's take the Rockies tonight. Wrong team favored against the St. Louis Cardinals.
All right. So if you're going to make me watch this Colorado Rockies game, and I don't watch the Rockies often, watch almost every other team more than them, then you got to watch the PFL. Okay.
Look, I got you out of the WNBA tonight, so you should be thankful. At least I'm giving you a baseball game and not the WNBA. Fine, I'll check out Bojangles Coliseum. I'll watch a little bit of that. We'll see. So we go from the PFL to UFC Fight Night. The big boys coming up on Saturday. That is straight ahead. The main event. Lee Sterling has been red hot in those. We're going to get Lee's selection on that coming up. You are listening to the Friday edition of Locked On Bets. Locked On Bets is brought to you by FanDuel. And if baseball fans, if you think you know who's hitting a homer today, FanDuel is giving you a free chance to call your shot with daily dingers. It's easy to play. Just make your pick, or make your free pick for who you think will hit a home run in their game. If you're right, you'll receive a profit boost to use on your next bet for a chance at extra winnings. Best of all, you can make a free pick every day throughout the MLB season. Daily Dingers is another fun way to stay engaged with every day's games, whether you're following your favorite team or keeping an eye on matchups across the league. Every game has someone capable of going deep. And now you get your chance to make your prediction before first pitch. And we like to give you some of the names on that list that you could back. Pete Crow Armstrong of the Cubs, he could end up winning the MVP. He is on that list today. They're taking on the Royals. Also, Bobby Witt Jr. in that game. So you have a couple superstars going at it there in Kansas City. Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers. Yordan Alvarez of the Astros. Gunnar Henderson from the Baltimore Orioles. Also, Junior Caminero. His name keeps popping up from the Tampa Bay Rays. They're red hot. Cal Raleigh of the Mariners. Rafael Devers of the Giants. Bryce Terang of the Brewers. So there's a lot of names and some other hitters as well. A lot of choices you have for daily dingers, and really a lot of fun, a lot of names that can go deep. So are you ready to play your game today? Join all the action at FanDuel.com. That's FanDuel.com to play daily dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. Play ball and swing for the fences at FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB. We continue the Friday edition of Locked On Bets. Kevin Rogers and Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports. Now we go to the Octagon Fight Night, UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas coming up on Saturday. Time now for our Lock of the Day.
Open it, open it, open it! Lee has the key to the Lock of the Day.
Main event coming up tomorrow night, lightweight battle, Mateusz Gamrot and Quillan Salkilld. Did I say his name right? Salkilld. Okay, sorry, Salkilld. Okay, so it's Poland against Australia. Big battle. Lee, what do you like?
All right, so Salkilld is coming up. He's one of these guys, young guy. He has not fought the level of competition of the gamer, Mateusz Gamrot. 12-1, but he has a couple distinct advantages, and I think he has more paths to victory. So he's bigger. Once they weigh in, he's just going to look like he's just a couple inches taller, and he's got a bigger frame, and being 2 inches taller and 4-inch reach advantage is going to be a huge advantage. He's a good wrestler, not a great wrestler, but a good wrestler. He does a little bit of everything. I mean, he punches, kicks, he can side kick, front kick. He also has better cardio. There's not many paths here for Mateusz Gamrot to win this game. He's going to take down Salkilld maybe a couple times in this UFC match, but I don't think he can hold him here. And I also think he has a questionable chin. So with Salkilld, the bigger fighter, the younger fighter, better cardio, better knockouts, I just think he's the guy here. So Gamrot's 35. He had some nice moments. He's fought some tough competition, but I think he's on the way down here. We're going to go with level 3 lock. We're going to go with Quillan Salkilld here over the gamer, Mateusz Gamrot.
UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas at the Apex coming up on Saturday night, and Leah's been red hot with his UFC selections. So UFC, PFL, NFL, Major League Baseball, everything going on as we have reached August. So, Lee, tell everyone about Paramount Sports and what the people can expect.
Well, UFC card, love this card here. Another 40-unit max wager. How good have we been on our UFC cards? We've just won 11 straight. Documented 11 straight cards. If you bought the card, you've been a winner. We have won on our big plays. 40 units or bigger, 50 and 22 last 3+ years. We've won also 37 of the last 52 cards. So you want to hop on board 4 selections, $44. You want to get signed up for the football, which will pick back up on Thursday. We're probably going to have 3, 4, 5 selections next weekend. So looks like there's some good matchups. Check out the early birds for our selections and also our player props and baseball. Baseball continues. You can get that special through the rest of the season. So a lot going on. Football picking back up and UFC looking to stay hot. ParamountSports.com or call us 800-400-9741.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Locked On Bets, as well as the podcast version you could find on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. Type in Locked On Bets and leave a message, or it's not an answering machine. Leave a comment, thumbs up, something like that. And we appreciate all of your support. For Lee Sterling, I am Kevin Rogers. Thank you so much for tuning in to this edition of Locked On Bets right here on the Locked On Podcast Network.